Welcome to week 10. We've made it to the end of term 2. Along the way, we have learned heaps, experienced amazing learning opportunities, and expressed our many talents.
In the assembly with our school karakia. Please close your eyes and bow your head. E te ariki, manaka te amatu, me amatu whanu, no tenera. I promise that today I'll do my best, encourage others and never give up. I promise that I'll never give up on myself, my learning, and my life. I promise this is all my heart. Amen.
Atamari e tamariki ma, kai mahi ma, nau mai haere mai ki te wiki te kau. Ko whaia Steph tēnei. Ngā mihi nui ki a koutou mō tō koutou a mahi ki te film festival. Congratulations everyone for a wonderful film festival. I couldn't stop smiling. I had a sore face by the end of the premiere. It was great to see your growing confidence in front of the camera and trying some new film techniques as well. It will be interesting to see what you can achieve in our next film festival in 2023. Manawatia a Matariki. Tomorrow we will start our preparation for our Matariki hāngi, so remember to bring either a potato, kumara or carrot and your potato peeler. The hāngi will go down on Wednesday morning and we need parent help for both of those days, so please let your parents know, remind them and get them to check the newsletter as well. The rest of this video are just items about Matariki, so challenge yourself to see if you can remember the greeting and use it. Manawa tia a Matariki, and whether you can remember the names of the 9 stars. Kia pai tō rā. Have a great day.
This is Matariki, te whetū o te tau. There are actually several hundred stars in the Matariki cluster, but only a handful are visible to the naked eye. The central star, of course, is Matariki, the biggest star, right in the centre. Now, she is connected to well-being and is known to have the ability to heal. Her husband, in fact, is Antares o Rehua, and they have 8 tamariki, 8 children, which make up the other stars in the group. The eldest of the children is Pohutukawa, and she guides those we have lost across the night sky. Tupuanuku, which means to grow on the ground. Now, she's connected to the gardens and all the kai that comes from the earth. And Tupuarangi is the star that connects the cluster to the harvesting of birds and other elevated food products like fruit and berries from trees. Now, Wai means water in Te Reo Māori. So naturally, Waiti is the star that is connected to fresh water and all the creatures that live in the rivers, the streams and the lakes, particularly eels. Now, Waita is salt water. So Waita is associated with the ocean and the many kinds of food Māori gather from Tangaroa or the sea. Waipunaarangi means water in the sky, just like rain. So Waipunaarangi and Ururangi, the appearance of these stars in the morning of June would forecast the weather for the new year. Ururangi is the star which determines the nature of the winds for the year. It was only by harnessing the power of the wind that Māori were able to travel to Aotearoa in the very beginning. You know the saying to wish upon a star. Well, that's Hiwa i te rangi, our very own wishing star, where we send up our dreams and aspirations for the coming year.
All of those stars have their own personas. They're actually different sizes. They appear differently, pretty much like people. Even in Aotearoa, we're different, But during Matariki, we cluster together and rise as one. And that's the intent. Matariki Hunganui, Matariki that brings all sorts of people together to celebrate as one.
Tēnā koutou katoa. In celebration of Te Mātahi o Te Tau, I'd like to share with you all a story I've recently written called How My Koro Became a Star. Manawatia a Matariki. How my koro became a star. Before sunrise one pipiri morning, when the moon was in its tangaroa phase, Koro and I sat atop a maunga. To the eastern horizon we directed our gaze. He taught me about Matariki that guides Te Waka o Rangi through the sky. He taught me the name of each star and how to give thanks with an offer of kai. We made a hautapu in a pot with a lid, with a kumara for tupua nuku. We put mussels in the pot, especially for Waita, which was sure to satisfy his puku. An eel was prepared for Waiti and placed in the hautapu too. Tupuarangi would probably prefer kereru, but Koro said chicken would just have to do. Koro started to recite a karakia. Then he called out my uncle's name. There were tears in his eyes as he said it. He let them fall down his cheeks without shame. I looked up into Koro's sad eyes as his tears continued to fall. Listen carefully, e moko, he said to me. This is the most important tikanga of all. Te Waka o Rangi has a captain, and his name is Taramainuku. He captures the spirits of past loved ones and keeps them safe with him on his canoe. Then when Matariki rises before the sun and a tangaroa moon is shining bright, we call out the names of our loved ones and Taramainuku releases them into the night. So although it may be difficult, and although it may make you cry, we must call out the names of our loved ones, so they become stars that adorn the night sky. I vowed to remember the lessons that my koro had taught me that morning. Then sadly, the very next pipiri, my koro passed away without warning. I didn't have time to be sad though, as I anxiously looked at the moon. There were lots of preparations I had to make, as the marama would be in Tangaroa soon. My mission started off in the kitchen, and there I found the perfect sized pot. Koro taught me what stars enjoy eating, and I was determined to go and get the lot. Mum, can I please have a kumara? Her brow raised as she looked in dismay. I guess so, she said as she gave it to me. Now, off you go, outside and play. Dad, I know that you're hungry, but can you please save some mussels for me? He looked down at me a little bit confused, then reluctantly handed me 3. Tuakana, can you please come with me? I need help with catching an eel. Okay, he said with some hesitance, but that looks like a very strange meal. Tuahine, please, can you help me? I need some chicken to go in the pot too. She handed me some from the fridge and asked, Is everything okay with you? I think so, I said, a bit worried, though there's something I still need to do. Will you come with me up the maunga before sunrise to get a good view? Sorry, e tama, said my sister. That's too early, I'll still be in bed. But it's already kore whakapiri, I cried. Oh well, I'll ask my tuakana instead. Bro, will you take me up the maunga? I asked. My heart started to feel a little sad. Kawe tama, don't be hoha, he said. Okay, I'll go and ask my dad. Dad, I'm going up the maunga before sunrise. Will you please come? I'm a little bit busy, e tama, he said. How about you go inside and ask Mum? Disheartened, I went to my mother, my face in a saddened frown. Mum, if you don't take me up the maunga, I said, I'm probably going to let my koro down. Mum looked at me very confused and replied, E tama, I don't understand. So I explained to her what koro had taught me and the matariki rituals that I had planned. First, we cook the kai that's in this pot, making sure that we keep on the lid. Then we let out the steam to feed the stars. At least that's what Koro and I did. But actually, Mum, what we really need to do, the most important tikanga by far, is to call out Koro's name to Pohutukawa, so Taramainoku can make him a star. By now, my whole whānau had gathered around, and I knew from the tears in their eyes that all of us would be going up the maunga to see Matariki in the early morning skies. When we arrived at the top of the maunga, we lifted the lid off our hot pot of kai. The steam is to feed Matariki, I said, and give thanks for the year that's gone by. And before sunrise that pipiri morning, with the Tangaroa Āmua moon above, we called out my koro's name to the stars and farewelled him with all of our love. We cried and we laughed, sharing memories of him, played his favourite songs on Dad's guitar. And although it made us sad to call out his name, that's how my koro became a star.
Can't wait to see all the awesome things Term 3 will bring. We are very excited to continue our learning. For the students, leaders, we wish you all a safe holiday and get some rest, recharge, and ready for Term 3 learning. Let's end this video with our learning success of this term.
Animals are important to humans. They perform a very important role in maintaining of the balance of life. Insects help in pollination. Animals provide us with food. The world ecosystem is dependent on all of us. In today's program, we will look at some of these animals closer to home, the Auckland Zoo.
In the wild, they find food in treetops such as nuts and a wide range of tropical fruits. Luckily for us, our spider monkeys are safe in our zoo. However, if they were out in the wild, their number one predator is the fastest animal in the world, the jaguar.
Spider monkeys look really big. They can be lots of colors, like black, red, tan, and Goldilocks. That's remarkable.
The giraffes baboons are very social animals. They spend hundreds of hours grooming each other. In the wild, their predators are hyenas, eagles, and leopards.
So South and white rhinoceros are very interesting animals. So they use their very large lips to pluck leaves and fruit off tree branches.
Amazing animals, don't you think?
The cheeky and inquisitive nature of the world's ugly mountain parrot is well known throughout New Zealand. Highly intelligent and social.
Nocturnal hunters. Several have super good eyesight.
They have large ears that work like antennae to pick up the rustle of prey. Both spots and stripes provide camouflage.
The ostrich is the largest bird in the world, and unsurprisingly, it lays the biggest eggs. The average egg size is huge, 15 centimeters. Wow!
Ostrich looks like the New Zealand moa. Sadly, it's now extinct. Lace monitors are among the largest lizards in the world. They can grow up to 2 meters long. Wow, that's extraordinary.
Cuspid spiders are ectotherms. They like to eat small lizards, frogs, and cockroaches, and possibly anything that crawls along their path. Most spiders can be found in cracks or underneath rocks. They like to hide from preying human eyes.
Black spiders live in special enclosures so they don't get you.
Wetback spiders like to eat crickets and lizards. Lucky for us, they are not extinct or endangered. Tuatara. Tuatara are reptiles. They can be found all over New Zealand. They have green and brown scales. Tuatara are very slow and can live for 100 years or more.
Tuatara eat invertebrates such as spiders, millipedes, and beetles.
Cockatoos have diagonally feet, two facing forward, two facing backwards, that allow them to climb and grasp objects with one foot while standing on the other.
Males and female red-tailed black cockatoos can be distinguished by the splashes of color on their tail feathers, red panels in males and yellow-orange bars in females. Vocal and destructive are two of the words they are known for.
Healthy ecosystem depends on plants and animal species as their foundations. When a species becomes endangered, it's a sign that the ecosystem is slowly falling apart. Each species that is lost triggers the loss of other species within its ecosystem. Let's all protect our environment so it's there for generations to come. See you all next time.
Engari te ngari te kore